What is going on, everybody? Today, one thing that's been bothering me about any of the cars that I own is the fact that, you know, using the aux cable or using just this contraption here to play music from your phone. If we go to CD multimedia, you can't stream music here. I have a bunch of CDs that I actually saved onto the drive over here. But if you go to external device, the only thing that you can actually connect is the aux. You actually need a comm box to play Bluetooth music, which is, you know, it's pointless, right? Because if I'm only installing the comm box just to play music, well, that defeats the purpose of all the things that I want, because a modern BMW, like the G models, even the F-Series cars, they come with Apple CarPlay. I think that's one of the biggest benefits of having a modern day car. So today, we are going to try to install a Mr12volt Apple CarPlay device to the CIC. This is a 2011, so this has the CIC. It's not the old school CCC. So I'm going to utilize the stock navigation screen that I have here, and basically it's going to bridge the new kind of device into the CIC system, and then we're going to be able to use Apple CarPlay. We're going to be able to use Google Maps. Tons of features that come with it. And the great thing about the Mr12volt that we purchased is that it uses optical connections versus, you know, the other CarPlays, which does not. So I think the sound quality is going to be much more superior when we're using this new system. And I got it on group buy for $300, I'm sorry, not group buy. I got this with a pre-sale, so at $300, it's a no-brainer. I think it's an excellent price to get into Apple CarPlay. Just modernizing, you know, a 10-year-old car, right? So let's get into installing it. This is the Mr12volt system. I wasn't aware of this specific company, but many of the forum members actually purchased this for their E92, E90 M3. And since it's using the same system, a CIC system, and this is kind of the latest and greatest, and they have consistent updates to the software. So that's why I went with this, and the price point was unbeatable. And here's all the different things that kind of come with it. Wi-Fi antenna, Bluetooth antenna. Here's the mic. A lot of the wiring that's going to go into, obviously it's labeled, which is good. CIC. And then the optical cable, right? I think this is great that they provide all of this stuff. And then here is another wiring for the cameras that are going to be used. So I did buy a reverse camera that I'll show you shortly. But here are, again, different wires, right, that are going to go in here. And they even give you, you know, some of the double-sided tape that we probably will need. I have a whole nother roll. And then obviously the layout, right? How to switch. They kind of tell you how to switch to this. And then just the device layout on the back, what gets plugged into what. So fairly simple. It's just removing a lot of the trim inside of the car. That's going to be a bit of a pain. But everything that we do has not been easy. But nothing wrong with that. To make a car a little more modern, a 2011 car, I think it's going to be well worth it. So let's get into removing some of this stuff. Number one, we're going to disconnect the battery first. So it's a 10 millimeter. Okay, we're going to put that out of the way. We may install the rear view camera. It's a bit of a pain because the rear view camera actually fits into here, right? you're basically taking off your existing handle and it just kind of pushes out. That's not the tough part. The tough part is really getting the wiring. Basically, you're gonna have to run your wires through here and through the bottom of your carpeting here inside to the car. And that's the part I'm a little bit iffy about right now, just because it is going to be a lot more cumbersome process. So we are going to see how everything goes, and then we may think about doing the rear view camera. But let's do the CIC system first. Let's go inside of the car. Okay. It's kind of easy, does it? This is your climate control. Basically, it's gonna... So you see the little push tabs here, and then you're gonna bend this back. Okay, and then the same thing on this side. Okay, and that's out of the way. Okay, and we'll just put this to the side over here in the back seat. Okay. Okay, so you see where the mounting points are, and just kind of try to get as much grip. So when I pull this out, I went from here, but I grabbed it like this, right? Because I know that it's gonna be very flimsy plastic. It's gonna be super easy to snap off, so just be careful. And then once you get it going, it's not gonna be too tough. There's gonna be 4 screws. Okay, so now you should be able to pull out your CIC. Okay, so the back of the CIC, fairly easy to see what comes out and what goes in. Okay. And you're gonna see little tabs like right there. Easiest way to do is push up, get it out. Same thing again. Okay. And then on this side, okay. Okay. All right, and then the big harness, which is, okay. So there's your CIC, all the things unplugged. Pretty simple, not too tough, right? That took all of about 5 minutes. So we're gonna set this to the side, and we're gonna... Okay. Okay. So there's your iDrive. Okay. Okay. Just pulls right out. There's no real thing there. So we know where this goes. We'll keep it right here for now. Okay. Okay. So if you get that out of the way, there's going to be a T20, I believe, inside of here. Fairly easy. And this should, you're gonna pull the weather stripping down a little bit. Okay, give yourself enough space. Okay. Don't lose these guys. It'll be a super pain to look for. I'm gonna put it right back. Okay. And we'll set this guy to the side. And the reason why you need to take this off is because we need to get up here to run the wires. You could probably hang it down a little bit, but we're not gonna do that. Cool. So there's a couple of Torx screws in here, T20 again. So inside of here, there's actually 2 metal tabs. And if you go around it, you'll feel it. Okay. Should drop down like so. And there we go. So just move this out of the way. Here. This is going to be your mic right here. We will go ahead and unplug that when it's time, but now we have this. Okay, so we got it's a mess in here. It's a mess in here. We got lights, we got all kinds of crazy stuff going on, but fairly simple. Connection to the iDrive knob, you know, that's the whole reason why we did all this stuff. On an E82, you really don't have to. What I did was, after I made the connection with the provided harness, it's basically, you know, connecting it to the existing iDrive knob, and then we're basically running this wire, right? What's coming to it, and I ran the wire all the way through the side over here. And then if you put it up, you're gonna be able to see it come through right here. As soon as you see the wire, the harness actually pop out, reach in back here and pull it through. And that's exactly what I did, okay? Now I wanna give it enough slack. So I'm gonna pull it a little more because the line is fairly long. There we go. That's plenty. So even if we tuck it back here, we're gonna have enough space, and this is good to go. Okay, that's connected, and this is going to go into a harness that basically gets plugged in here. Okay, I'm a little stumped on the fact that there's 2 OVDH lines. I know that this one goes here, but even in the video that Mr12volt put up, he didn't plug in 2. He only plugged in 1. So that's what I'm assuming. So I'm going to leave that off for now. And we kind of figured that out. He does give you 2 iDrive, a 10-pin and a 4-pin. Mine's a 4-pin, so this is obsolete for my installation. So we're going to keep this to the side. We didn't really need to mess with this. If you have an E90, E92, yeah, you do. But for E82, you don't need to. That's a good thing. So we're using a mic splitter. Okay, that's in. That's in. We're gonna route this. It's in there. This is for my radar detector, if you guys are wondering what this slinky wire is. I'm gonna put this back. And I don't know if this is gonna be long enough, to be honest. So I have to go all the way through there. Am I gonna have enough? Yeah, I guess I could. Right? Yeah, okay. Oh, that's much better. Okay, I'm gonna take the kick panel off. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, pull it as tight as you can. Because I feel like we're gonna need all the room in the world. Good?
Yep.
Okay. So what we did was, instead of using the supplied mic, we're using the factory mic. And basically what we did was we're splitting it, right? We're using the splitter here that one of the forum members were nice enough to supply and got a bulk of. And okay. Oops. And this is the USB, which I'm gonna make it come out right here. Okay. It's that. And this is the CIC. This is the iDrive. Okay, that's on there. There we go. Because he depinned it, right? Because I think this is the micro. This is the fiber optic here, and there's like a way to release that. All right, we're gonna have to depin the fiber optic here because Mr12volt supplies you with that. Okay. Okay. There it is. And okay. Okay.
That cap goes on
There. Yep. Oh, that cap?
Yeah.
Where the fuck did I put it? Damn it. Oh, there it is. I got it. Okay, good call. Good call. It was like so. Okay, tab. Okay.
That one.
Mm-hmm.
This one.
Yep. Got that.
And then that one. Get those into it.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Okay. All right. So we got the fiber optic hooked up. Wi-Fi antenna in the front. Does it really matter? It looks like the same shit. It really looks like the same shit. I mean, they give you two. I think they're identical, right? I think they're identical. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Yeah. If one thing doesn't work, I don't know why. I think they're absolutely identical. Okay. I think that's about it. Okay. Oh. This has to go into where that would go, right? Right? Because, like, why else would they give us this? Because it has to go into either
It would have to
go into this guy,
yeah.
right? Doesn't fit though. Yeah, it does. Okay. That. That. And then one more. Okay. Rest it like so. Gonna have to do it like this and just test it out. And let me make sure I don't throw any codes. I'm gonna go plug the battery back in. Got keys. Yes. Okay. So, give you a little background story. We originally ordered this last year, and I really wanted the Apple CarPlay. This is the P2000 system from Mr12volt for the CIC. And it was supposed to be a plug and play. Everything seemed like it was going well in terms of the wiring harness and everything else. It kind of plugged in. As you can see here, there's two kind of antennas, right? One's for Wi-Fi and the other one's for Bluetooth. And when we plugged it in, the Apple CarPlay was not working. It was saying that the accessory was not supported, and it kept throwing that error on my iPhone, and the only thing that I could use was actually the Bluetooth setting. So I was able to stream music, but every time I would turn on the car, my phone would read accessory not supported. So I contacted Mr12volt. They were pretty quick about saying, you know, they couldn't troubleshoot it. So they sent me the updated model. So this is the newer, updated Mr12volt. We have some details on the differences here. The most noticeable difference is that there are none of these antennas, right? There are no plugs, the connections for the antennas, because it's actually built into the system, which makes it a lot cleaner. And we don't have dangling wires everywhere. And this is a much like kind of sleeker design. This is heavier. I could just say that this is heavier. It's an aluminum casing versus this. This is like a plastic casing, but everything that plugs in is on one side, right? That's the great thing about it. I think there is a port for a micro USB here, a memory slot for here. And then also a reset button. But besides that, you also have that here where you can actually put in the memory card. But as you can see, the fiber optic was plugged in on the opposite end compared to the other harnesses. On the updated version of the Mr12volt, everything is on this side, right? Including the mic, including all the outs and the power, right? And the fiber optic. The plug fiber optic was on this side versus everything's on the same side. So much lighter. It's about the same size. This is slightly smaller, I guess, by a few millimeters. But let's plug and play and see if this is gonna actually work this time around, because last time it didn't work, and you know, I drove months without it, but you know, I really enjoyed just driving full bolt-on. So I'm using the existing wires. Everything seems to be exactly the same, minus the antennas that are no longer here, which is great. It kind of saves me some time. So that plugs in, and let me see here. This plugs in. On the E82, the 135i, I decided to put it right underneath of the steering wheel. And the reason why I put, and I should find a better solution for this, but I actually used some bubble wrap so that it's not like flopping back and forth and making noise. But it worked, so I'm not gonna change it. But I'm sure somebody can come up with a better solution. I know on the E92 M3 platform, I did see a video where somebody put it above this slot here, and it's pretty tight in there. And obviously there's going to be the climate control here, and every time I need to access it, I'm going to have to like pop this, whatever this plastic piece, or at least remove the head unit in order to get to it. This actually took how many? 4 screws, 4 T20 screws, and this just pops right out. And what I did was I took out there's a foam piece that kind of sits along here, and I took out the foam piece to make room for this and the brain of the module itself, right? So I'm hoping that, you know, it's worked. The Bluetooth setting at least worked for the time being. Let me plug in the mic here. Okay, and everything else should be in. This is actually for, let me see what this is for. This is for the reverse light. Oh, this is for, yeah. I'm gonna leave this dangling because this is actually for the camera, the rear view camera, reverse light, rear cam input. So we are gonna show you guys a separate video how to do that. I love having a reverse camera, especially parking in New York City, because this is a daily driver, right? When I park in New York City, I want to see if I'm this close versus, you know, actually touching the bumper. I still love this car, so I don't want to damage it. And you know, parking in New York City, rear view camera always comes in handy. Even in my driveway, I want to make sure nothing's behind me when I'm pulling out. So let me put this guy back together. Everything is plugged in. It's working! It's working! Yeah. All right, it's working. There are miracles that happen with the Mr12volt. I was a little skeptical. I was really worried after this module failed. But as you can see, let's try to play some music here. Yeah, let's see here. Oh, it's working. Oh man. Oh, this is incredible. It's actually working. Guys, this is a full video of the failure of the first system to the upgraded system working perfectly. I was really holding off because I have 3 cars now that have the CIC system, right? I have the E90 M3, I have the 135i. I drive this car the most. This is my daily driver. Like I always say, right? This is my daily driver, now full bolt on. But one of the most frustrating things about this car was that it's a bit dated, right? It's a bit dated. It's a bit, you know, some of this stuff, like it's a 2011 car, and not to have streaming music was one of the most frustrating things about owning a BMW. I love the performance. I love the reliability and the practicality of this car. But this is just kind of, you know, this is what I wanted. Now it's a little more modern in that sense. I could just jump in the car and this should just turn right on. I think it's going to be awesome. There's a lot of places I want to go. Should we go to San Francisco? I mean, let's see how far. Look at that. It's going to take a day and 18 hours.
Then make a U-turn.
All right, it's working.
20th Century Cafe may be closed.
Okay. So guys, there you have it. We were successful in installing the Apple CarPlay, the Mr12volt system. The new updated system definitely worked. It resolved that accessory not supported error code that was being thrown on my phone. And I tested it on multiple iPhones, right? And it was doing the same thing. So it's definitely something wrong with the initial module, but now the updated module is in there. It's working perfectly. We have it installed, tucked away right here in the kind of, you know, underneath the steering wheel behind this trim. And as you saw in the video, we took out that plastic foam piece that's unnecessarily in there. It's probably like some kind of sound deadening or holding something in, right? Some kind of foam support, but that doesn't have to be in there. We added some bubble wrap, as you saw, but perfectly tucked away, and it is doing everything that we really wanted to do in a CarPlay. And I feel like the car is modernized because of that, and we're loving the Apple CarPlay functions, especially the streaming music, right? It was so frustrating to get in the car and like flip through channels, or, you know, plugging in your aux cable. Every time you decelerate or accelerate, you have like these weird kind of audio feedback, static noises that kind of came in. The sound was never great quality through the aux, as you guys know. If you're looking at buying a CarPlay, definitely look at the Mr12volt. They make it for not only BMWs, but various different car models and makes. I think it's a well worth upgrade. It cost me just over $400 for the Mr12volt. We have some details down below. We have the link down below, but certainly I think it's a well worth money spent to have this kind of system, especially if you have an existing navigation screen and the iDrive knob. Well, what can you say? It's almost like, you know, this car came with it, right? And certainly it should have, but we fixed that. We remedied the problem of having an archaic BMW audio system, Bluetooth system now it's modern as it gets, and we have the CarPlay in action. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. You know, we love bringing you guys, you know, the content that's kind of diverse in the car community. You know, we have our DIY videos, we have our kind of wrenching videos, the whole point of it, right? We have our drive videos of the reviews of different cars, but today was a little bit different. We worked on the interior, we worked on modernizing this car, and we certainly did. I hope you liked the video. I hope you're liking the channel so far. Hit that subscribe button. Give us a like, that thumbs up. It really helps us. It gives us feedback that people are really paying attention to us and they're enjoying our content, and we want to make more. This is kind of our passion in our hobby, right? We're not doing this for monetary reasons. So I hope you guys can appreciate this. I hope you guys appreciate the quality of our videos. Daniel's doing a fantastic job of the videography as well as the editing, and I love to talk about cars. So thank you so much, and join us again for our next episode of Drive, Wrench, and Repeat.